do a little 1v1 action. This time I'm head of the Crooked Moon Gobbo tribe against Grima Wormtongue and his dwarven bastards. Couldn't think of anything funnier. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. This one's actually from the stream, but for some reason my streams are always terrible in that in that I'm a bad player, I'm a bad person, and that they're also slow and choppy. I don't know why that happens. I do have lightning faster net, they say these days. I'm told that it's very fast. I have like 200 megabyte upload speed sometimes 100, which is more than enough to stream, I'm aware. But for whatever reason, whenever I try and stream, it doesn't quite work, so I'll have to be talking to my internet providers. I'm going to try and come at you guys with some, pardon me, some useful streams now and again. In any case, let's go over the matchup real quick. So I brought a nice little Gobbo army. You know me, my love of Gobbos. I don't think anyone plays Gobbos quite like me. It's kind of as your boy when it comes to that. It's one thing I can say you'll get this channel, you won't get anywhere else. A lot of Gobbo play. So the Night Goblin War Boss, I brought Tormentor Sword, Wah, another thing that provides leadership. I have a Night Goblin Big Boss, or sorry, Goblin Big Boss rather, on a little Wolfie Poo. Of course, you don't need poison because he applies poison. You don't need the both to apply poison because they'll generally be hanging out together. They're a duo. I brought 3 catapults, one of them the Hammer of Gork, 3 regular goblins with shields. Well, they all come with shields, and they're just in my front line, and that's the only thing that my opponent can see. The rest is forward, deployed, and hidden, except for these guys. The Morgan's Major Otters are, of course, they're visible. I don't have them in the woods, but I have 2 squigs, one of them Dirkix over here, and I have 2 other squig hoppers over here, all of them hidden. Then I have a giant strike force of all concealed units of 4 Gold Chevron Nasty Skulkers and 2 Night Goblin Archers, one of them being the Rusty Airs, alongside a Night Goblin Shaman with the loot laser beams, and what are those things called? Nasty Skulkers, or sorry, Sneaky Stabbin'. I can get it right, Sneaky Stabbin', and what's this one called? Sneaky Stabbin' and shit. Itchy Nuisance, fuck. It's been a while since I played. Anyways, that's my build. My opponent, meanwhile, has Dwarf Warrior Silver Chevron, interesting choice. I guess that makes some sense, because they'll do alright against Biggins with those Silver Chevrons, you'd think, in the really high melee defense. I don't know. Not sure if it's worth it, but it was interesting with all the same. So a couple of those guys, a couple of Iron Breakers, some Iron Drakes, which was cool, 3 Quarrelers, a couple of Slayers, what's over here, Dwarf Warriors, and then a Kanon. And he's being led by Grombrindol, the White Dwarf. Very cool build all around. Anyways, that's the builds. We'll get it started right in the action. So this is a goodie one. And you know what I promised, it's a goodie one, it's going to be a goodie one. So these guys are running up the center, obviously, because the only thing they can see is pretty much this army. So they're just charging at us because we do have 3 catapults laying waste to them. And you can see we're getting some decent damage done. I initially targeted the Quarrelers and I switched on to these Iron Breakers, rather, but we just whiffed all those shots. Yeah, those were all huge whiffs. Pardon me, unfortunately. So I sent up these sacrificial Gobbos just to slow the horde and try and get them to bunch up, because I don't want them to get in range of my catapults. Unfortunately, I was a little slow on the draw there, and they are going to be in range. Meanwhile, my Dirkix Squids have sprung, and these guys are going to take a while to get over there, but they'll come. And I don't mind these guys absorbing the blasting charges. That's fine with me. Meanwhile, the catapults are still flinging in. These guys are charging in again, trying to absorb these blasting charges as much as I can. They are going to just decimate these poor Gobbos in the center. These ones are going to sit there and just trade with these Dwarf Warriors. They won't do any damage, but at least they'll hold them for a little bit. Meanwhile, the Quarrelers are in range, and they're destroying the Hammer of Gork. But while he's doing that, I've been able to work around and hit his Quarrelers here, get these guys in the back, get these guys in the back, and also moved in here and gotten a nice charge on the cannon, done some serious damage. They're trying to chase him off with the Slayers, I'm fine with that. These guys are going to get caught up, because I wanted to hit this Quarrelers. I should have pulled them out faster, but I was busy microing elsewhere, I suppose. Oh, right over here. But I'm going to get right back into this cannon. There's just an endless tide of Gobbos coming in. These guys are going to get here, why not? Do some damage to those Dwarf Warriors. He's going to charge forward with these Quarrelers, and that's a smart move because he realizes his back is compromised. Might as well push them on this side where there's no enemy. Meanwhile, we're coming this side, on this flank rather, I guess the left flank from my point of view, with all these Goblin Squig Hoppers, and now we are within range. They can see us. We've lost 1 Squig Hopper rather. These are the Nasty Skulkers. He's throwing some bombs in here. He's getting this Quag Hopper. They are quite squishy. That is the issue with them. They only have 25 armor, so they will go down quite quickly to blasting chargers and flamethrowers. They do have armor piercing, and they do get like a decent charge, so they're not terrible. But in the Dwarf matchup, but they are quite squishy, and almost everything on the Dwarf roster will kill them over time. I do pop the wall now that my big main melee force is in range. I'm just hoping to try and get as much damage as I can. Unfortunately, I get way too bunched up on here. I think this is 4 units. No, it's 3 units, but still way too bunched up on these guys. I should have moved around better. Fortunately, that was not what I did, but I will adjust that in a brief moment. I'm too busy microing these squigs and trying to realign my catapults, which are now mostly back online, and I'm going to try and hit these quarrelers. I'm going to make Marauders just firing wherever they want. I don't really care. As long as they're, you know, shooting dwarves, it's all fine by me. With that wall buff, we were able to pretty much wreck these Dwarf Warriors. Of course, there's too many squigs here, but that's okay. I have gotten one on the other side now, and he's going to come up here and hit these Dwarf Warriors. I am shooting into who knows what, probably these Iron Drakes, but these guys are a little bit out of range. They're probably firing at these Dwarf Warriors. The fire's coming in, but it's going to be blocked by the other Iron Drakes, which is pretty sweet. The Darker Squids are going to get in here in the back and just do some damage to these Iron Drakes. These Iron Breakers, though, of course, are going to, in no time flat, just send these Snatch Skulkers flying, even with those gold chevrons. I see these Slayers coming. I tell my Nightgall Moor boss to get on, but I don't know if his mask got reduced or what it is, or Dwarf mask got heightened, because he just had such trouble pulling through. Like, look at him. He's so stuck. He's so fucked. And that is a terrible fight for him. So that was very bad news. He was getting wrecked over there. Meanwhile, this Darker Squid is just fighting these Correlers forever. And I thought he would make quick work of them because they don't have the best stats, but I know they're decent melee combatants, but he made them seem more than decent, certainly here. We do cast, what do I cast here? Oichi Nuisance to prevent them from doing too much damage, and I'm still trying to pull out, but you see he's hung up on a single dwarf. This bad boy, he can't get out, and he finally does, and there he goes, he hops away, but it took him a long time to get rid of that dwarf. It was very difficult and very annoying. Of course, Gobbos will rally, and they will continuously, like the tides, they will wane and wax, and now we are in the waxing period, because we've waned with a big retreat, but now they're all starting to regroup and charge in. Armadill's coming in, but he doesn't want to be fighting these nasty skulkers. Those get, pardon me, prison shanked all over the place. You can see here the Darker Squids are fighting these Correlers, and they're losing. Like, I know it's 2 units, but they're losing. I guess I should have cycle charged, because they're getting fucked. We do have them nice and bunched up here, 3 different units. So we're back on the Hammer of Gork, and we're back on the... These guys will be reactivated soon enough, but we're just going to start flicking rocks in there, and we still have tons of ammo. So that's good damage we can get. Of course, it's not the most accurate, but what can you do? I have these Morning Big Marauders. I charge them in here. I don't know why. Who knows? Who can say the mind of madness? Anyways, yeah, I pull these guys out because they have decent melee stats. Yeah, I mean, not decent. They're pretty poor, but not like awful, not atrocious. Over here, we are, you know, trying to do as much damage as we can. The Slayers and the 2 Slayers have chased off pretty much our whole army here, and they're trying to run down our archers, which makes sense. But he's now separated basically his army into 3 pockets, and let's check it out. Overlay the battlefield, so he's got some Correlers over here, some armored dwarves over here, and alongside some Iron Drakes, and then some 2 Slayers alongside Grumbrindle over here. So he's sort of spread out, and I have the mobility advantage, of course, because I'm not a dwarf. We do regroup and finally take down these Correlers. I don't like them. I want them dead, so they're dead. Meanwhile, Darker Squids are coming around everywhere trying to gobble up some dwarfy poos for breakfast. Unfortunately, they're just not that great at killing them. I guess on cycle charges they're doing better. Over here, my guy gets stuck again on another dwarf. See, he's one dwarf. He just can't get through. Just a single guy, and he's getting wrecked for it. Finally, he gets a little bit of momentum, and he pops over, and then he just waddles away. Look how far he dragged him. Yeah, that was super unfortunate. Over here, I'm trying to save my archers as best I can. Just trying to run in with my wolf and then run out. It's not going to work. What's the speed difference on these guys? So these guys are 31, and these guys are 35. I guess they're being slowed because of the poison, but they are faster in general. 37, so they will probably catch my archers. But I was able to save them. You'll see that later on the archers will end up on the other side of the map. It's pretty adorable. These ones are already fled, but they'll return. These guys are going to get wiped out by these Iron Drakes. I'm going to shoot a laser beam. Right here, Grumbrindle. That did not do bad damage. The Eye of Gork? No, it's Gaze of Mork, right? Or no, it's not. That's the other. That's what the other one has. What is this one called? Vindictive Glare. It's quite useful actually, doing damage these days. I don't know. It got buffed quite a bit. I've seen him be useful in a number of matches now. He's gonna pull all his armored units back in here. I'm gonna just try and get as much damage as I can and try and prevent these guys from shooting because they're doing tons of damage. He charges. That's a bit of a mistake because they have charge defense against I think all even, but they definitely have charge defense against large. Is it against all or large? Yeah, I think it's against all. Iron Drakes. Come on, get out of my way. Those are Iron Drakes. I want Iron Breakers. Whatever, we'll check later. Anyway, so we get in there. Of course, our guys go down. We're going to cast our buff for leadership. We're going to cast our Wah. Another Wah. 2 Wahs from a Gobbo army. How adorable. He's still chasing off all my archers here, and I'm just going to send these guys in here to slow them down and try to group my units over here. With my Lord and my Nasty Skulkers in the area and some buffing from magic. We're doing some good damage on these guys. We are going to lose our Lord is going to take some serious damage and be surrounded beside these Nasty Skulkers who are going to be buffed at 65 melee attack for a while. That's going to be enough to get through this their high melee defense. And finally get rid of these pesky Iron Drakes down to 5 models. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, the Night Goblin Shaman is going to come in here and help out, and he's going to cast who knows what. He's under the effective get back here. Tormentor Swords cast just to reduce their melee attack, make sure they can't really get too much damage in. Meanwhile, our catapults are back online for like the 3rd or 4th time, and they're just going to start flinging at these Slayers, who are two very healthy group of Slayers. And without the archers, there's no way I could deal with them. So we're just going to try and whittle them down. Obviously, they will never flee, so we're just going to chuck boulders at them as best we can. We have crushed this little iron pocket. We've crushed the Quarrelers. It's really just the Slayers and the new Slayer King, Grombrindle, over here. We're not the most accurate Brocs, but when we do hit, we're killing models, which is huge. Ooh, you can see there. I think we killed 2 or 3 models, so that's not bad at all. And we're going to keep trying to run and basically take these guys on a merry old chase for the rest of the game. But he has now separated his 2 Slayers. So this one we're just like, okay, this one's isolated, take it down. So I'm going to charge in here with my Goblin Big Boss, just get a nice hit. Hopefully kill a model or 2. Nope, Laser Beam's going to come through here. I'm letting these Night Skulkers try and shank Grombrindle and hoping the archers can do a little bit of damage here. You can see here we're just trying to box them up, and every rock is pretty much killing a single model, which is pretty good. I'm going to keep my Lord... Oh, where's my Lord? He didn't flee, did he? No, oh, he's over here just trying to ride off some of these Iron Breakers and the like. Of course, they will come back, though. I can't afford to have him over there too long. But these guys are fighting a Goblin Big Boss. Obviously not a good fight for him, but there's so few models left. 13, and these archers are coming in, and these nasty Skullguys are screaming and coming in, just trying to do their best to scare off these Slayers who are unbreakable. So it's a useless move. But we're also shooting our own guys. Very Goblin of me. Just trying to kill these Slayers who are worth more than all my guys combined, pretty much, that are remaining on the field. Oh, he pops Flash Bomb, which is going to just absolutely destroy my Big Boss. I'm like, oh, okay. So my Night Goblin War Boss sees that, and he's about to get in the fight, and he's like, no. But I'm going to try and get a nice charge. Doesn't really do much. And he's in there for a little bit too long. I try and pull him out, but as I'm pulling out, I think he takes a hit. No, he does not. So that was a nice little charge. He's going to be coming after me. I do have Get Back here to boost their leadership. The archers, I will take off. Yeah, I'm going to eventually move them, try and get rid of these Slayers who are on the other end of the map. So the Slayers have had quite a run this game. They were chasing off my archers there, and then they run all the way up here, and now they're back in the end over there. But Grombrindle is now all on his own. He's taking serious damage from the cycle charging. He's getting prison shanked all over the place. Where he's got Foe Seeker Pop, that's not really going to help. He has such little health left. Only 388, but I only have 427. So it's a battle of very weak armies. But at this point, he does go down, which is huge for us. I do see that these Iron Drakes... Oh, man, I missed it. But these Iron Drakes are back online. I tried to get rid of them with the Goblin Big Boss. Oh, no, maybe he does come back. But he does do like a little Last Samurai charge to get rid of him. But look at this fucking these Iron Drakes. 4 models. They're just going to lay waste to my Goblin Big Boss and send him home. Just set everybody on fire. So it's very scary, these units. Meanwhile, these Slayers still chasing off my... They should have been brought back earlier. Oh, no, I didn't miss it. Okay, sweet. So my Goblin Big Boss here is going to try and win glory, which is very unusual for a Gobbo. Well, all these ones run away, which is very usual for the Gobbos. So you can see on the horizon, I want to say that's him. Yeah, that's him on the horizon, so just keep an eye on that bad boy. My opponent's very good on his micros. Going to get these guys reset. He's going to see the Gobbo Big Boss charging. And there's, rocks. Look how beautiful the game is. It's always good to but look at all these bodies and everything. So he's charging. There's the Iron Drakes. There's the Gobbo. He's moving on. What's going to happen? Cinematic, and he's going to go right into the fire. Will he be able to push through? No, he will not. He'll try and block it with his shield. He'll realize the folly of his action, and he will run. Turn tail and run. And meanwhile, the enemy lord, though, has died. We chased him down with Night Goblin War Blast, so he will add Grombrindle's skull to his... Does he have any skulls on his back? He does, so Grombrindle's son will certainly be added there, unless his Squig eats it first. Our Goblin Mouse comes back again, but he will eventually flee, because that is what Gobbos do. Over here, these Slayers are finally caught the Ghostairs, and they will try and chase them off. But they're just taking too much time over there. And meanwhile, the battle's pretty much been decided over here, in terms of all his units are been murdered. But the Slayers are more than up to the task to kill everything I have on the map. I have no armor. I have very few archers. I have no unit that can hold... Not that I ever had any units I could hold, but I have nothing with any sort of high melee defense or anything of that sort. So those Slayers can easily kill everything I have. And they're also, of course, unbreakable. But I'm trying to chase these guys off. I'm trying to get some kills, at least on a model or two. I'm just knocking them around. Or at least that one I killed as he was flung 18 miles downhill. But they're going to run away. These Iron Breakers and these Iron Breakers and these Iron Drakes. But the Iron Army will return. Meanwhile, these son of a bitches still wouldn't flee. They got right to the edge and they wouldn't flee. So my opponent was chasing them all for naught. And he's going to come back here And we're going to start flinging rocks at them again. We still have a few rocks here. We're going to get these archers in position to try and shoot them down on the approach. We're going to move all our army, or well, the remainder of our army over here. I try and chase these guys off with these rock lobbers because they're out of ammunition. They're not going to be up to the task. I'm also going to try and use this Goblin boss, but again, he will not be up to the task either. So I'm going to try and slow these guys down with some Hammer of Gorks. Did they have better melee stats than the other guys? 13, 10. They do a little bit. Anyway, so they get in melee here. I'm just going to start shooting in here. You know, every model we kill is huge for us, and we don't really care if we lose our guys, but we don't kill a single model with that first volley. The fighting near the trebuchets didn't really help. Oh, we got one guy there. Oh, no. Did we? It looked like we did. Maybe not. Anyway, so we're just firing out as best we can. I have my Lord here. I'm going to pop Tormentor Sword in a second. And Wah. So it's a third Wah we've got. So I popped Tormentor Sword thinking that would be enough to save him. But no, he still gets a ton of damage there. And he's going to start wanting to flee. And I can't get out. I just can't get out, even with our support. And eventually, even with Get Back here, and all Wah, everything popped, it's not going to be enough. That is a third Wah for a Gobbo army, though. Amazing. And these guys are fighting. They're doing their best, and now he's going to flee, even though he's out of danger. Over here, with his fleeing and the fire coming in, these guys will also flee. So his Iron Corps his Iron Division has regrouped. Well, my leadership is pretty much off the bout. There's the heroic Goblin Big Boss. He's gone. And my Goblin War Boss is also running. Now it's just what you see is what you get. So I have a Shaman, some arrows, these nasty Skulkers desperately trying to kill these Slayers, and there's 28 of them against like 5 or 6, or 4 or 3. They're just taking so much damage now. 2. Where's the final one? Right here. One of these guys is going to be the final man standing. But no, they flee! With 2 men left, they flee, these bastards. And I'm like, okay, 2 Slayers. The Night Goblin Shaman can at least kill 1. And we get 1 down here, and these fucking Gobbos who are manning artillery are able to slay this Slayer. Oh, God. And with that, there's pretty much just an artillery crew, a Shaman, a few measly arrows against a very, very beat-up unit of units of Iron Breakers at 27 models. And an Iron Drake. So I'm going to Hadouken these 1 guys, try and kill them. I get 1 unit, that's enough to get rid of him. Another archer comes in, they start shattering, mass shatter, and a victory for the Gobbos. Holy shit, holy Jolie is what I named this title. This game rather in my replay, and I think that is apt. It was all over the place. It was an interesting build for my opponent, and I think a fun build for myself, and it was just all over the place. Wildness, insanity, madness, as you would expect from Gobbos. A lot of tricksy traps, and a lot of foil tricksy traps, and then new tricksy traps, and eventually the trixiest and the trapsiest were able to whittle down these dwarfs, the hardy dwarves, and deliver the victory for Sakarma. So GG to Grima Wormtongue, fantastic battle, a lot of fun. I think you can bring competitive Gobbo builds. This is not one of them. Chevron these guys up is kind of a waste. I just don't think they have the staying power even with the chevrons is what I've noticed. Whereas if you give these guys some chevrons, if you give them the gold chevrons, they have some decent staying power. They have the silver shields. They have like 40 melee defense when they're chevron. They're definitely not terrible. The Dirty Squids, they're good in that they can surround and they have mobility, obviously. But Trolls I just find to be better in this situation because you can bring multiple units of Trolls and they'll just come and they'll hit and they'll heal over the time of the game, right? So as they retreat, they'll come back and they might only have like 7 models left, but they'll have like, I don't know, whatever that is, 60-something% of their health left. So it's quite, I think Trolls are a spattering of Trolls would have been helpful here, and no chevrons here would have been better. In any case, fun battle though, really fun. Came down to the wire. GG to my opponent. His fucking Iron Drakes, 111 kills, those bastards. 168 from his Slayers, just murder all across the way. And Gromidol himself got 59. Meanwhile, I got 49 on my Night Goblin, not too shabby. And the MVP, these guys, Scholars 84. Good for them. 85 over here. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you around the bend.